So now, when you've finished your 5 rows, you should have something that looks like this. And if we kind of groom the loops a little bit so that they're all pointing down, you can see how cute they look. They're really adorable. And this is our flap. So if we close this way and put our flap over, you can see what they'll look like when they're closed when we add the button later on. So that's from the top and the front and the side. So when you finish with your 5 rows, you should have finished on the last loopy row. That's the 5th round, which was the last loopy row. You can see I have 5 here, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that will end me on my the extra +2 that we've been doing right here to make the thing for the button. And to give this boot a little bit of a nice edge on the top, we're going to give it 2 rows of front post single crochet and back post single crochet. So in order to do that, we're going to chain 1 because we finished on that last round. So we'll chain 1 and we'll start with a front post single crochet. In order to front post, we're going to take our hook and insert it around that very first post. And then we're just going to wrap our yarn around and pull through, and then wrap our yarn around again and pull through the 2 loops. So it's basically like a single crochet, but instead of working it in the top of the stitches, we're going to work them around the posts. And the next one will be a back post, so we'll alternate front post with back post. So in order to do back post, you want to take your hook and go behind the next stitch and around that post and then through, so that we have that post behind the hook. Grab your yarn and pull it through. This one will be a little bit tricky. Okay, now you'll have 2 loops and you just single crochet as usual. We're going to alternate them all the way around. So the next one will be a front post. This front post, you go in to the next hole right there and around so that that post is in front of the hook. That's why they call it front post. And wrap the yarn around and then pull through and wrap around again and just a regular single crochet. Now you want that next post to be behind the hook, so we'll go behind, push through and around and through, so that post is now behind our hook. You can see behind, and then we'll wrap our yarn around and pull through and then wrap around again and single crochet. And you can kind of see how the pattern is pushing some forward and some behind. So that we'll do the next one will be a front post. So we want that post in front of our hook. So there is the post in front of the hook. And wrap around and pull back through and wrap around and pull through again. Now the next post we want to go behind our hook. So pull through, around the post and back. So now you can see that that post is now behind our hook. And wrap around and pull through and wrap around and regular single crochet. Now we want the next post to be in front. So there is the post in front of our hook. Wrap the yarn around and pull through. Wrap the yarn around again and pull through. The next one will be behind, so we want to bring our hook behind our work and come up from behind. And then this is our post right here, this right here. So we want to go around it so it's behind our hook. Now the post is behind our hook. We'll wrap the yarn around and pull through. Wrap around again and pull through. And the next one will be front. So we want that post to be in front of our hook. Wrap around again, and I think you kind of get the idea. So we're going to go front and back until we get to the end. So keep going with me. And this, when we're done with it, it'll give the booty a really nice finished look. We'll give it a nice top to complement the loop look that we have. So this will be front, and keep going front and back till we get to the end. So now that we're at the end of the row, you can see now how the pattern is kind of coming alive, the front post and the back post. But we really want to make that pop, so we want to do it one more time, and we're going to chain 1 when we come to the end of the row and turn. And that very first post is going to be a front post. So you want to go around. It's a little tricky at first, but you want to go around and make that very first post, that very first stitch a front post single crochet. Now I will follow along, and now you can see that we have the pattern here that's going. So you want to continue that pattern. The next one right here we'll do is another front post single crochet. So let me show you how to do that. We want to go around that post to exaggerate that. So we want to go in and around so that the post is in front. Wrap the yarn around and pull through, and then just a regular single crochet. Now the next one will be a back post, and you can kind of feel them with your fingers. You'll feel the ridge on the back for the back post and the ridge on the front for the front post. So the back post goes around the back, and you want that post to be behind your hook, and pull it through, and then a regular single crochet. So we'll follow that same pattern all the way around, front and back and front and back, until we get to the section where we're going to add our buttons. Here's the last stitch, which is the back post right here. Okay, and now we will be at the very end, which is, now we've finished that second row. So you can see now how it gives it a nice edge. See how pretty that looks. And now in order to do our buttons, we want to first of all, you want to figure out what kind of buttons you want to put on there, because you don't want to make your whole opening too big. So you want to kind of eyeball the buttons, and where you want to put those buttons is really up to you. You can decide to put them right there on the top of the cuff that we just made. You can put them right there, so one there, and then you can go in between your loops and put another one here, and maybe another one here. You can have 3, you can have 5, you can have 2. The way that I worked it was I put a button right here on my cuff, and I put another button right here in between the 5th layer and in between the 4th layer and the 3rd layer, because I had pretty big buttons on my last project. So that's where I thought it looked good. So it's all up to you where you want to stick them, where you want to put them, and you don't want to make that opening too small, because if you do, it will be too snug against the baby's leg and it won't fit right. So in order to do that, all you have to do is take your yarn, and it's totally up to you how to do it. Because I put my buttons on the cuff, I started it right here. So I just chained 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, because I had pretty big buttons. And then you just kind of eyeball it. I know it's not an exact science. You don't have to be, super crazy about this one of where it goes, because nobody's going to really see it. It's going to be hidden behind the buttons. And it really depends on what kind of button you have. How long. You can make this a chain of 5, you can make it a chain of 2 if you have super small buttons. You just decide how many you want. I used 4, and then I kind of eyeballed it where I joined it, just so that I had enough room. So I just went to the bottom of the cuff and found a stitch and just secured it that way with another single crochet. And then, because I wanted the button to go in between the 4th layer and the 3rd layer of loops, I stuck another button right here. So I just single crocheted my way down the side here until I got to that general area, and I chained another 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I just joined it again somewhere on the side to secure it. Okay, now I have 2 loops for 2 buttons, and you could have more buttons, like I said, you could have less. It really depends on your preference, what you think looks good. And then you just single crochet your way down to the end. And once you get down to the end, you can finish this off. You snip your yarn, and then you just weave in the ends. And then all that's left is for you to attach your buttons, and you're done. In the next video, I'll show you how to make another booty so that your flap is on the opposite side. So you could duplicate this and have 2 booties that are exactly the same, or you could have a left and a right, a definite left and right booty. So we'll show you that in the next video.